everyone, welcome back to Jake and Jake
at Night.
Alrighty everyone, we just saw Oculus, and we don't have a poster, so we thought a mirror would be hilarious. Now this movie, we saw it with a big group of people, and I gotta say we had a good time watching it, but it's not the best movie in the world.
Nah, it was really just because we had a bunch of fun people with us.
Well, I watched and read a lot of critic reviews after I saw the movie, and I really do not know how it got so many good ratings. Honestly, it's one I would stay away from the theaters. The plot of the movie is that there's this cursed mirror, and yeah, that one right there.
Same here.
It's literally the same one. Like, we are possessed right now. There's this cursed mirror, and this girl is like, hey, we need to prove to everyone that this mirror is really bad.
Which is stupid. Just leave it alone.
I gotta say, the big problem with the movie is just that you're not really sure what exactly is happening, and I get that it's supposed to mess with your mind, but it bounces back and forth between timelines so much that you're not sure what is happening now, what happened then, what is real, what is not. And I understand that that's probably what the director was going for, but it took away from the movie to the point where I wasn't enjoying it.
And it wasn't follow-along. Things like Inception and movies like that, not on the same scale as this at all, but were much more, they're confusing until you took a deep breath and really followed it.
Yes.
This you could suffocate and still not understand it at all. Which I don't think suffocating would help anything, but
I don't know why that example helps at all. And this is a horror movie, and I'll tell you guys, I'm terrible with horror movies because I get scared so stinking easily, and I was not scared once. So that, if you're going in...
Put his big boy pants on for this one.
If you're going in to be scared, I really can only think of 3 scenes that are scary, and it's not because they're scary, it's just because it's kind of disturbing images.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we won't do any spoilers, but it's more of, it's just more gore scenes that will get a hold of you if you guys don't like flesh being torn apart.
It's kind of intriguing because you're wondering where this is going to go, but ultimately there's only one thing that surprised me in the movie, and I do not like the way they handled it.
Well, yeah, you're right. There was one little plot twist.
Right at the end.
Right at the end.
That definitely caught me off guard, and I liked that happened. I just didn't like the way it was handled, if that makes sense.
And the evil in it was lightened up paranormal activity, honestly. If I had one thing good to say, the soundtrack.
Was it really good? Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely repeated, but it was definitely creepy. I mean, I was driving home, and I was just like hearing it in the back of my mind. And I like how they use technology in it a little bit.
I think I agree with that too. I feel like we've kind of crapped on the movie a little bit, and I didn't hate it as much as it kind of seems like I did. I'm very glad that we didn't do this review right after we saw it, because I would have a whole different review. I probably would have given it somewhere close to an F, and I'm not going to get that far down, because I think it is enjoyable if you're a horror fan, and I can understand if people like it because like the directing's good and the cinematography's really good. I just felt that the script wasn't that great, and the performances outside of Katie Sackhoff really wasn't that good.
And the character development wasn't too
there
crazy.
Really wasn't any character development to be found outside of the boy, I guess.
Yeah, and there's just no growth between when they're young to old either. They kind of kept the same vibe, yet they're 10 years older at least.
Well, probably more.
Yeah. So you get like, wow, they're just giant babies. It's pretty easy to see what's going to happen and who's going to die and who's probably not going to. And so for our movie rating, what were you looking to give it? On the horror scale, this obviously...
That's one thing I want to touch on before we get to that, is I do not like when people say, well, for a horror movie it's good. I don't like that. When you can go for a comedy it's good, for a drama it's good, it should be for a movie it's good. And I am not a fan of horror movies in general, but if they're made well, and if they're intriguing, and the script is good, the acting is good, and all that stuff, I will like it. So I judge it on a movie, not as a horror movie. I'm going to go up to a C-.
C-? I'm very similar on it. I'm kind of with Jacob. I like whole movie things, but I think genres also play to what they want done. So for a horror movie, I'm in the same area. I gave it a C. It's not a solid C. It's more of a don't see. You got it. I think I'm giving it really C because of if you see it with a group of people, it's way less scary. And
that is true. That's
it's
true.
more
If
fun.
you watch it by yourself, I'm sure you could be scared. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. So by yourself, I think you can get a C. With a group of people, you'll probably find it pretty funny.
Thank you so much for watching. Check us out next time. It's Jake and Jake at night.